This is what I learned after reuniting with my ex. Don't you dare go back to your ex, they yelled with their entire being just to stop me from going back to him. What people never understood was that I didn't go back to him and he didn't come back crawling to me. We started from the beginning. Before we go to the video, for more similar content, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any further videos. No, we didn't go back into our dysfunctional relationship that made us split apart. We just knew that being without each other hurt more than starting from scratch. When we broke up, the way our hearts kept on reaching out to each other was obvious. If you watched closely, you could see how broken we were inside. A vital part of our being was missing. We lost each other, and that hurt more than being together. One day, he reached out because he wasn't able to find closure. He wasn't able to move on with his life and find happiness without me. There was this hope that blossomed in my chest at his words, and that hope kept me going straight back into his arms. I still can't shake off the feeling I had when I found my way back into his arms. That lump in my throat from all the unsaid words were suffocating me, and I wanted to say so many things. I wanted to yell at him forever, thinking that we'd be better off apart. I wanted to tell him how much I missed him and how much I still loved him. No words were said, instead a loud sob was everything he needed to hear to know that I felt the same way he did about our breakup. No, we didn't want to be apart, so we gave a new beginning a shot. I've learned that not everyone has to move on. The number of times I've heard that moving on from your ex is the only way to mend your broken heart is uncountable. I never wanted to move on. I wanted to be happy with him again. There were so many plans we had made that I simply couldn't let go of. There are many things that I thought about while we were apart, and every thought went back to him. I read so many how to move on from an ex articles that I have become a professional in theory, but I couldn't bring my heart to stop loving him. Now that I talked to him about it, he says that he feels the same way. He couldn't just read a manual to get through it because every time he thought about a life without me, it would be too painful to handle. We didn't want to move on. We didn't want to start a new life without each other. Now I see how miserable I was whenever I thought about holding someone else in my arms because I knew that he should be here with me. My emotions were real. If anything, I am happy to know that my emotions weren't just an aftermath of the breakup, but rather that they were real. My emotions were always so strong toward him that it made me physically sick. People wouldn't believe me when I told them that my sadness would make me vomit and cause me a high fever. Imagine loving someone to the point where their absence makes you sick. It happened to me. I am your living proof that it's possible. You have to work on yourself before you try one more time. I wasn't always a very forgiving and understanding person. There are times where I would genuinely feel bad about my temper. He wasn't perfect either. He never listened to me and wouldn't think twice about making decisions for me without considering my feelings. In my absence from his life, he went to therapy, and I went through an emotional roller coaster that made me realize how bad we had been to each other. Could our relationship work today if we hadn't worked things out? I don't think so. We wanted so badly to become better partners for each other that we put all of our effort into becoming better people. Communication is now more important than ever. I always knew that communication was the key, but I never took it too seriously. I thought that nonverbal communication counted as communicating, like he would understand my silent treatment. He told me that he would sometimes turn his back on me physically to show me how mad he was because of something I had done, even at times when I didn't know that I had done anything wrong. This would lead to huge arguments because of pent-up frustration. That relationship was doomed to fail. We figured it out. Now when one of us is upset or sad, we talk it through and make decisions together on how we'll work things out. Starting a relationship over isn't the worst thing that can happen to you. Obviously, I am talking from experience here. You should never go back to a toxic or abusive relationship. Don't ever give a man another chance if he is abusive toward you, because you deserve better than that. That wasn't the case with us. We just didn't understand each other's feelings. We made each other miserable through the smallest actions. Our breakup wasn't because one of us was in danger, but because we were so frustrated. Sometimes your friends don't know what's best for you. We give our friends a lot of freedom when it comes to commenting on our lives and giving us advice. We listen to them, and of course we do, they're our friends. When they want the best for us? My advice to you is to listen to your heart. It will show you the right way. You know that your heart doesn't want you to go back to someone who isn't worthy of you, but it will pull you back to someone it knows will love it truly. It's called a gut feeling, but I like to say that it's my heart weeping and pleading to go back home into the arms of the right one. Sometimes you have to lose someone to know how much you love them. His absence hurt every atom of my body, and I knew that I wanted him to give me one more chance. I could love him right, I could love him more. He should know how much I was able to love him. I was so scared that I had lost him forever that I wanted to become the most amazing person ever. Everyone kept on telling me that I should want to work on myself for myself, but he was such a good motivator. I am writing this while looking at the man I almost lost. Imagine if I didn't have him by my side today because I didn't want to get back together with my ex. If I had listened to those relationship rules the internet offers, I would have never been this happy. I don't even want to know what would have happened if we hadn't given love a second chance. Luckily, I will never have to find out.